Philadelphia 76ers end up beating the New York Knicks. And now they force a Game 5 on Tuesday night. But Game 4, first of all, will be held on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. A lot to unpack in regards to last night's game. But before I talk about it, and before we take notes on what occurred in regards to the play of Joel Embiid, there's some things that we do have to address. All right. Thing number one. Joel Embiid. Did he commit a dirty play? He had two. I can't lie. What's fair is fair. Should he have hit Hardenstein in the wickets area? No. Not at all. Holding on to Mitchell Robinson's foot while he was trying to get a rebound, Robinson, and Embiid was on the floor. Yes, that was a dirty play as well. I'm not excusing Joel Embiid. That was dirty. And he probably should have gotten a flagrant 2. He probably should have at least gotten a flagrant 1 on both of those things. I'm going to be honest. Yes. That's how it should have been. He was literally playing not so well in the first half, and we were not happy with his play. He has to know better. He has to know better. My man has to know better what to do in those certain spots. With that being said, though, the New York Knicks now know what it's like to not have the refs on their side. Welcome to the party, Knicks. Welcome to the party, Knicks fans. When you're not getting the whistle blown on your side and when things aren't going your way, just like things weren't going our way, now you know what that feels like. You get it now. That's all I gotta say. Should Embiid have been ejected? Absolutely. I'll even tell you, to be honest with you, that he should be fined for that. He should be. He should be fined for that. But I give credit to Joel in regards to his play for stepping up in the second half and for doing what he had to do. That first half, he honestly was getting frustrated out there, and he looked like he was just not comfortable, but also he was just doing silly things. You can't be doing silly things, man. You can't be doing that. I don't care if you have I don't care if you're having problems with your eye. I heard about the whole report. I'm still trying to remember the name of it because I've honestly never even heard of it before until I found out that Woj talked about it last night. But yes, I understand. I understand that he was not feeling 100%, and he hasn't been, and he probably picked it up in the Miami series. I get all of that, but you still can't be doing silly things, my guy. I was really frustrated, and I was really annoyed last night, especially in that first half, because he was doing those things, and he was just getting hacked, and he was getting like he was crossing a line there. Can't do that. Can't do that. You really can't. Bell's palsy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bell's palsy. Yep. But no, you can't do that, man. He went off in that third quarter, and he was spectacular. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But just to wrap up the comment about Was it a dirty play? Was it not a dirty play? Both of those plays were dirty plays. There's definitely no doubt about it. He should be fined for that, and that was not cool. But see, here's what I have the problem. The problem is that it was all fun and games when Dante DiVincenzo grabbed onto Kelly Oubre's ankles during the regular season. That was fine. That was fine. Knicks fans thought that was fine. But when Joel does it, it's not. Come on, Knicks fans. Draw the line. But no, let's get back to the play. Let's get back to X's and O's, and let's get back to the plays. And there's definitely some things I need to say about last night. First of all, shout out to Nick Nurse. Shout out to Nick Nurse because he did a really good job coaching last night. He wanted to try Buddy Hield the first couple of minutes. It did not work out, and he finally said, "You know what? I've done this for a little bit of time, like in the first 2 games. He's clearly not working. All right. My glasses are a little bit foggy. I gotta take them off, and now I'm seeing things a little bit more clearly. That Buddy Hield is just not giving me anything offensively speaking. I will say though, to Buddy Hield's credit, Buddy Hield actually did have one nice play, and I did tweet about this. You can go follow me on Twitter at JJSports PBP76. Feels so weird to say it like that, but that's how it is. But yeah, so I did say that he had a really nice strip on Mitchell Robinson. There was a mismatch down low. Buddy Hield, for some reason, was on Mitchell Robinson. He stripped the ball away from him and had a really nice defensive play, and that led to a nice offensive possession for the Sixers. But overall, just in those first 4 minutes, not making shots, not making wide open buckets, and it was really sad. But what he decided to do to start off the second quarter was use this guy. His name is Cam Payne. Cam Payne. Miniature Lou Williams. Miniature Lou Williams, man. Just hitting big-time buckets to get the Sixers back in, to get the crowd going. He was that spark of energy that they needed off the bench yesterday. And I think that the Knicks have to start accounting for him now, too. I was surprised that he didn't go to DeAnthony Melton. In the moment, I was a little bit annoyed, and I was a little bit frustrated that DeAnthony Melton wasn't playing. But Cam Payne did what he had to do. And maybe Melton comes back in Game 4. But the fact that he actually put in Cam Payne into the bench rotation was honestly absolutely huge. And I got to make sure that I give him credit for that. The other thing I got to give Nick Nurse credit for. Guess who did not play in the last 8 minutes of the ball game because of his poor play? Crumble Cookie Harris. I'm just kidding. I don't like to call players like that. Tobias Harris. And look, I'm not a guy that likes to just bash players just to bash players. That's not in my DNA. It really isn't. Just clearly has just not been, I don't even want to say a third option. He just hasn't been a good role player for this team. He hurts you in a lot of ways, offensively and defensively. And he said, I'm going to do what I did when we had to play in the play-in tournament against Miami. I'm going to sit him, and he's not going to play out there. And we're going to look a little bit faster, and we're going to have Nico Batum playing. And it was the right move. It absolutely was. Change of pace gets quicker when Tobias Harris is not out there in the closing lineups of the game. So shout out to Nick Nurse for both those things. And also shout out to Nick Nurse for getting into Joel Embiid's ear too. It shouldn't have to be like that, but I'm sure that during halftime, probably something was said to Joel. Like, you gotta get your head in there, man. And then what do you know? Joel Embiid is just doing this. He hits 3 threes in a row and just goes Steph Curry in the third quarter and leads the Sixers to get 42 points in that third. He was phenomenal. He was sensational. He was absolutely magnificent. And that was his best playoff performance that he's ever had from just an individual perspective. But for those of you that are asking me, well, you know, were those 2 plays dirty? Yes, they were. They were. You should know better. What else? Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, I think, was a star last night, too. I thought that Tyrese did a lot of really good things from just an offensive standpoint, and also defensively. I think that defensively he's gotten a lot better, man. I really do. I think defensively he's actually done a really good job at just staying on Jalen Brunson. And Brunson, let's be honest, Jalen Brunson is a great player. There is no doubt about it. Okay? He was getting really crazy foul calls in the first half. Embiid was honestly getting some of those in the second half too. I can't lie. I got to keep it fair. But Brunson, remember how in 2019, where Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, I know that we don't want to think about it like this, or we don't want to think about that series, but Kawhi was getting to everywhere that he wanted to be in that first game. And then the Sixers, decided to have more bodies on him, like Jimmy Butler and James Ennis, I believe, was on the team at the time. But they wanted to just get more bodies on him and make him shoot more mid-range jump shots and make it uncomfortable for him. And they would contest his jumpers. And yet he was beating you that way, but he looked a lot more uncomfortable. I bring that up because in this game in particular, Brunson, yes, may have put up like 39 points. But, to be fair, I thought that the defense was really, really sharp. And Brunson just hit bricks down the stretch in that fourth quarter. When they needed timely buckets, he came up very small for them and just was not himself. So, I love Brunson as a player. I really do. Anybody would love to have him on any sort of a team. But the Sixers, they say that he got 39 points last night. I don't have the stat sheet in front of me, but it was at least 35. I know that. He had a very good night, statistically speaking. But I really thought that Oubre, even though he committed some really bad fouls in that fourth quarter, I thought that they played really good defense on him once again. And he was just making some shots, So, people were like, oh, well, just you wait. Just you wait till Jalen Brunson shows up. Just you wait. Jalen Brunson came. Or was everybody else? And look, I'm not trying to hit on the Knicks. I'm really not trying to hit on the Knicks. But, yeah. Sixers did what they had to do. They played very well in that third quarter. The game was really slow in the first half. It absolutely was. Embiid was not being aggressive. Isaiah Hartenstein is just having this unstoppable floater that's sort of like Steph Curry. Every time that he's just wide open, he has this little teardrop and it just goes in. I'm saying, man, can we just put a body on him and just have somebody contest it? Like I was a little bit mad about I was a little bit mad at Joel and just the defense for doing that, because that's how they were getting their points, just off of these floaters, these wide open floaters, man. You know what I mean? It was so annoying. And Dante DiVincenzo starts crying over these flops that are just going on. That was really annoying too. But yeah, Joel really did annoy me in that first half. He really did, because he could have gotten himself ejected. And we need you, big guy. And he got lucky that he did not get ejected. He got lucky. He really did. Jeff says it was a flagrant one. Unanimous among the officials and replay center. Yep. Look, the refs, we've had our problems with the refs. And sometimes maybe the NBA is saying, maybe the refs don't like any team, you know what I mean? And so, okay, if we don't always call things fairly, nobody likes us. But, it is what it is. Maybe that's what they're saying. I don't know. I have no clue. But I thought Tyrese played really well overall. He had a harder time getting to the rim. But I also think that the Knicks did a good job at adjusting. But he still made some nice shots. Still was able to come to life when the Sixers needed him to get things going. Oubre's defense was really good. Oubre also had a couple of really nice jams as well. And he was a spark plug off the bench for them too. Well, not off the bench. I mean, in the starting rotation, but with some rotations, he did really, really well. And I wanted to just keep this short. I'm going to go on for the NFL draft. We're going to do like an NFL draft day 2 watch party. But I wanted to just briefly talk about last night's game. Give myself a day to just process everything because we saw what was going on after the game. To be honest, even during like the live action, I didn't even think it was a dirty play. That second play, that kind of was just swept under the carpet because I didn't really see Embiid grab onto his ankle. But yeah, that was not cool. But they won the game. Honestly, it should have been 2-1 anyways. That was the wrong ankle for Mitchell Robinson. For those people that say that for those people that are saying, "Oh well, he re-aggravated an injury." No, that was the other ankle. Gotta know what you're talking about, man. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'll read a couple of comments and then I want to get on out of here. All right. Let's see. Who else do we got? Bell's palsy is a chronic condition, genetic, not something that you pick up. Well, apparently, from what they told us, from what I heard from other people on Twitter, is that it's something that was picked up, and yes, it can be genetic, but you can also pick that up, and it can occur for. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I heard that you could pick that up. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I did hear from other people that you can do that. So anyhow, all these local Nova / Knicks fans don't jump back on the Sixers bandwagon, especially if you're at the arena hollering, "Let's go Knicks." Thanks so much for stopping by, Jay Nolan. I appreciate that. What else? Any Knicks crybabies still here? People act like Embiid knocked Mitchell Robinson out of midair while he was trying to dunk from the foul line. Man, it just wasn't cool, like what he did. Okay, like it wasn't cool. And honestly, fans do have a right to say that if it was Draymond probably would have been ejected for that. Like, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with that. Should he have been ejected? I don't think so. But I can see why people would do it. I can see why he would be ejected. I can see why. It was a flagrant one amongst the officials and replay center. Not true about Bell's palsy. Should be short term in most cases. Great win by the Sixers. Yep, I agree. So let's honestly look up Bell's palsy, because now I am curious. Bell's palsy. Is Bell's palsy? Can you pick it up? Is it contagious? Facial palsy is not contagious and cannot be passed on to other people. However, if the cause of a person's facial palsy was a virus, then this underlying illness may be contagious. If you see, vesicles among touching them, and speak with your doctor. Is Bell's palsy contagious? The only time that Bell's palsy could be contagious is when it's associated with herpes virus. And this is according to UCSFOHNS.com. Bell's palsy isn't itself contagious. It's believed that some types of viral infection may contribute to its development. Okay? Well, anyhow, Bell's palsy occurs isn't clear. Although the exact reason Bell's palsy doesn't occur isn't clear, it's often related to having a viral infection, says the Mayo Clinic. Anyhow, that's what he has. And the fact that he was still able to get 50 points in that game is absolutely insane. But, yeah, those are just my thoughts about that. All right, I'm gonna get going. I just wanted to come on here and give you like a little recap. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Peace out.